Hello my friends, and welcome back to my Media Museum for part 2 of our batch 2 of our 45 RPM vinyl records collection. Ooh, there's a mouthful for you. And we're not starting off here with a picture sleeve so much as a picture disc. This came out with the Experience Hendrix version of Woodstock, and I got it with the purchase of the CD. It came free with it. Actually, I think you had to pay a penny. The B-side of that's actually pretty lame, though, unfortunately. It's just not all too impressive. They could have done something more than just having the flag there. But I wanted to show you, it came in a really thick, heavy-duty vinyl sleeve. And wasn't actually free, it was a penny. And I was there with a friend of mine, and that's how I got 2 copies. He didn't want the 45, he wasn't going to pay the penny for it. And I told him, I said, dude, I'll give you a nickel, just get the 45 and I'll keep it, I'll take it. And so if you're out there, Dave, and you've changed your mind, I'm still in the same house I've lived in for 31 years, come on by, I'll let you have that other copy. For a nickel. Alright, so anyways, moving on here, we've got the Jimi Hendrix Experience. Now this came out with the BBC sessions, and this was basically the same thing. Live at the BBC, I think it was called. But this is basically the same thing. This was a Best Buy promo. It says limited edition single here, as you see. And it has got 2 tracks from the BBC sessions. Unfortunately, I did damage it. It had one of those anti-theft strips on there, and I thought I was going to get it off nice and clean. And right at the end, I managed to tear this dang thing. And that's another reason why you see so many price tags on my videos, because I don't want to risk damaging anything like I have already damaged in the past. So that's another part of the reason why I don't take price tags off. But you'll see the side 1. They don't necessarily call this an A side. This is called a side 1. They've got the the introduction, and then the can you please crawl out your window? Let me get it right here. On a very, very nice orange, amber colored vinyl. Now that was a Bob Dylan song, of course, and you should be able to make it out there. It says promotional single, not for sale. It's kind of hard, that dark blue on purple, really hard to make that out. But the B-side of this had, again, another introduction and the burning of the midnight lamp. And that BBC release was really, really good. Had a lot of material that had not been commercially available previous to that point in time. So, yeah, I thought this was great. I was really happy getting that with it. And I think that was another one of those penny jobbers. And then this one is not technically a pitch sleeve either. But since I had some Hendrix there and I was covering them, this is the original sleeve that it came in. When the Essential Jimi Hendrix Volume 2 came out on vinyl back in the 70s, you got this EP, they call it an EP with it. It's 33 1/3 RPM, so technically it's not a 45 either, but it's a 7-inch, and it's got the exact same thing on both sides, but that's how they added Gloria on, almost 9 minutes long. And like I said, this is the original sleeve that it came in. It was attached to the album and came with it for free. So that's a nice 45 to have there. Now next up, we got something that might surprise a few of my friends here with the Yngwie J. Malmsteen 45 single of Heaven Tonight. Very, very cool. Anytime I can get some heavy metal or hard rock on a 45 single, I'm snagging it, because that is my preferred type of music. And it just got the cover of the album again repeated on the back. It was the Odyssey album, obviously, as it states there. I would have liked to have seen them give us an alternate picture, but we take what we get. That's the way it is. That's what it was. So the A side of that single being Heaven Tonight, and this is an edited version. This is not the album version. So the only way to hear this version is to get this 45 RPM single. I don't believe I've ever seen that on any of his greatest hits compilations, the single version. So this does make it something special to have. And the B side of this being Riot in the Dungeons, which was also taken off of the Odyssey album. So very, very cool to have that, and it's in awesome condition. I mean, it's a little dusty, but that's just lint. I mean, that is in perfect condition, and really glad to have that added to the collection. So next up, we've got Lita doing Kiss Me Deadly. And good old Lita Ford, you know. She's done a lot of great things over the years. Started out with the Runaways, you know, her and Joan Jett came out of the Runaways. And this is a very nice single to have. Kiss Me Deadly is one of her more popular solo songs, not counting Close My Eyes Forever that she did with Mr. Ozzy Osbourne. But this does clearly state that it's the LP version, which is nice when they tell you. So I don't know if there was an edited version of this, but I don't think so. I got this 45 back in the day, and it has Broken Dreams on the B-side, which is also, I believe, the exact same as the version off of the album. And there again, it's perfect. Looks like the day they made it. And next up, I mean, how appropriate, we got Joan Jett doing I Hate Myself for Loving You. Yeah. And Joan Jett had a very successful career, probably a little bit more successful than Lita, but, you know, that's debatable. But she did have a few more hits and a little more airplay on the radio. The backside of this is pretty dang plain. Not really much to see there, unfortunately. They didn't do a lot on the back side of the sleeve. The label is a little different. I have got this from a non-picture sleeve, and I don't think it was the Black Heart Records. So this is probably a re-edition of it, done at a later time. I Hate Myself for Loving You was a very popular song, very well-known song. But I don't think it was originally on Black Heart Records. Maybe I'm confusing it with Put Another Dime in a Jukebox song. But Love Is Pain on the B-side of this is a live version. So that does make this single very nice to have. And since I've got a second copy of it here, which I chose not to show this one because of the price tag, you'll notice it does have a different label. It's the same label, but it's in black and white instead of being in color. So, go figure, huh? It's still the same label. It's still the same edition. The picture sleeve is identical in every way, other than that price tag being on there. But it's black and white instead of colored. Don't ask me. I have no idea why it ended up being like that. Then next up, here's another really cool 45 to have. Dokken, you know, talking some more metal. And Burning Like a Flame. So that's pretty darn cool. And I'll center the guys up so you can see them in a little better focus. The guys on the end probably wanting perfect focus there. So the back side is just kind of plain. It's got the shield again, and then we've got some credits down here. Unfortunately, a lot of these 45s, they didn't do a whole lot of effort on the artwork for the B side of that picture sleeve. But it's still cool to have a picture sleeve. Any picture sleeve's, you know, better than just a white sleeve or a generic one from the record company. But here we've got Burning Like a Flame on the A side, and you can see we've got a barcode there. So it's getting into the later period of the 45 lifespan, and this was back for the Attack, which was a little down the road. It wasn't one of the early albums. Maybe the third. I think it was the third album. The B side of that being Lost Behind the Wall. And it's clearly marked a B-side, but there again, when you got a picture sleeve, it's not hard to tell what's the A side and what's the B side. They make that very clear. So next up, we've got Night Ranger doing 4 in the Morning. Yeah, and there's some really cool artwork there of them in the fighter plane. And I loved Night Ranger's first, probably the first 3 albums actually. First one being especially good. Second one getting a little more poppy, but still had a lot of really great songs on it. But I did like Night Ranger. They did a lot of great songs in the time. And here we've got the label showing 4 in the Morning, I Can't Take Any More. And the B-side was, in my opinion, a better song, This Boy Needs to Rock. So here's one of those cases where sometimes you like the B-side better than the A, and this is one of those times for me personally. Next up, we've got us Bon Jovi. Oh yeah, another metal hair band. Nice group shot there on the cover. But what could this one be? Runaway, of course. Very, very early off of the first album. She's a little runaway. And the A-side being, obviously, Runaway, with a B-side of Love Lies, which was kind of given away on the back of the picture sleeve, but hey. Here again, it's a bit dusty. I could just wipe it off my shirt over there, but mint. I mean, like the day it was made. So all those were in really, really great shape. So come on back for part 3. We're going to have quite a few parts in this series of picture sleeves. Have a great day.